All right, hey man, this is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, and welcome to a special live edition of Shop Talk. We're on the road tonight, so this isn't going to be the same standard format you guys are used to because we are in Cape Girardeau. I'm here with the one, the only, Jason Sims. You're leading this whole carnival.
I'm trying. We got a circus here now for sure. I mean, I think we've had 77 people show up today, 77 of the riders, so we're 95% checked in and raring to go.
So there's actually been guys here for days already.
As I think there's a group of guys that have been here for like 4 or 5 days now, just relaxing, getting used to the area, making the last minute adjustments on their bikes, and just having a good time.
So if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, this is the 2021 cross-country motorcycle chase. Jason, obviously, he's the one behind the motorcycle cannonball. The motorcycle chase is a little bit of variation of that. So explain to everybody what the difference is between the two.
So with the cross-country chase, we decided to put together a little bit more of a challenge. We wanted a true challenge, a man versus machine. So we're doing this unlike the cannonball with no support crews. You know, these people have to be self-proficient. They have to carry their luggage. They got to carry their tools, their spare parts. No trucks, no trailers, no girlfriends. Just you and your motorcycle.
I'll tell you one of the best things already, and, you know, I've had the pleasure over the last year to really start getting to know everybody in and around this organization, the riders, and it's been a real treat. But being here already for a few hours and just hanging out in the parking lot and seeing, like, how these guys are with each other, it really is, it's like that traveling circus.
Exactly. So I know you guys probably can't see what's going on behind us here, but we're actually having a meet and greet social, and there's probably 70, 80 people down there right now just conversing. And, you know, a lot of these people haven't got to see each other for over a year now. So, you know, this is the first time that they've getting to see everybody. And it feels good to be back with friends.
No, and listen, we're seeing that from motorcycle events, you know, nationwide, man. Everyone that's going off this year is super well attended. Can you tell us a little bit, because I know each location from day to day is a big secret on this one. You've titled this The Secret of the Ozarks, but can you tell us a little bit about what guys can expect out here this week?
You bet. So the guys actually got to go on about a 15, 20 mile an hour ride today. We took them through just a little bit of snippet of what they're going to see for the next 6 days. They came back ecstatic, and I mean, we only gave them like 2% of actually what's going on. So I can tell you that they are going to be ear to ear grinned every freaking night, because these dudes are going to go on some of the best 2-lane blacktop roads of America, and you know, we're going to show it all to them.
Well, I know how serious you and all the guys involved with the routing take this, especially if you guys remember the other day we made a post with Jason bummed out because a place where you had planned this beautiful little water crossing, all of a sudden with the rains, it was a 40-foot deep river.
It is. So over the last week, we've had to reroute this course 3 or 4 different times, just because different roads are closing, the construction, just different types of factors that play in, and you know, so we've had to change it, and it's been actually a little bit of a challenge. So, but I think every time we do it, we keep finding a better and better road and a better obstacle.
Do you find better stuff? Because you were super bummed because not just that river crossing, you had to give up a couple choice roads.
I can tell you what, bro, every single road in the Ozarks is freaking unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. So I don't think if we missed that one good road that, you know, we couldn't find 2 or 3 to back it up. So,
you know, it's neat too, like if you guys follow around, you know, obviously they do their show, the Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles, on Wednesday nights, and if you follow these stories, it's really like, you know, there's the one main story. The one main story is about this group of people that are taking antique and vintage motorcycles across the country, and it's a test of man versus machine, and that's the one big story. But every single bike here, every single rider has a story. There's charities involved. I mean, let's talk about the Ride Alive.
Right. So great new charity that just came out about one of our riders, Gary Sharman. He actually, on the last cross-country chase on the 2019 event, got his PSA test back, I think in like day 5, and found out that they were bad, you know, that it was probably cancerous. And so he needed to schedule his biopsy while we were at actually one of our lunch stops, you know, and He got back, I think 2 days later, ended up having his biopsy, came back, bad, but you know what, he got it in time. So he's got this great new organization that he put together, Alive to Ride. The main focus out of the thing is to get a PSA to like every one of the riders. So, if you come to an event like this, we'll give you a voucher to get a free PSA test, or if you give us a receipt for your PSA test, we want to reimburse you for that. We want to make sure that everybody is around Alive to Ride.
And that's awesome too, man. I mean, just the personal investment of that for him to start a whole charity around that, to make sure that, this is friends and family, like we said, so he starts with that, making sure that's happening at home.
And I think we all have somebody that's kind of near and dear to us that maybe have gone through this with a PSA test, or had some bad results, or maybe they caught it in time. And really it's just about bringing awareness to the whole thing, and hopefully our little organization with his new foundation will bring that awareness to people and hopefully get them tested, And I mean, this test isn't just for people that are 50 or 60 years old. I mean, this is, if you're 30, 20, I mean, get it checked. I mean, you're never too young to get your PSAs checked, so.
Well, let's start with so tomorrow is the big kickoff, the official green flag. Take us through the festivities tomorrow, and then how does it wrap up?
So tomorrow we get kicked off at about 12:30. We shut down tech inspection. So at 12:30 we'll have a rider school. We'll have some briefings from all of our staff, our media. We'll tell the riders exactly what's going to go down through the week, and then we actually take our first ride. So we'll leave our staging location here at the hotel. Everybody will end up at the Red Star Boat Access in downtown Cape Girardeau. We'll actually spread the bikes out there in a circle for Michael Lichter to take his famous panoramic photos, which turn out so awesome. And then from there, we're actually going to do our first broadcast on Cannonball Chronicles. So then we'll actually have the ceremonial green start flag. And we'll do about a 40-mile ride that actually goes now on the ticker of this time clock. So riders are starting to accumulate points tomorrow. They'll take their first test. They'll get their first miles. We'll actually tell them their first location, which is Cape Girardeau, Missouri, because they're coming right back here at night. And we'll get ready to head out in the morning to Destination Unknown.
So when you start saying stuff like that, I think people at home that are like, oh, yeah, it's a bunch of old bikes going across the country. But, like, tech inspection today, dude, that was no joke.
That was insane, wasn't it? I mean, we got bum rushed by probably 30, 40 people, and it's hot here and it's humid, and it's like, people's nervous and jitters, and, we have probably 50% of the people are new riders, so, they don't know really what's going on, and so they're asking a lot of questions, but we had 30, 40 bikes lined up at tech inspection at once, and we were just knocking them out, making sure the riders had what they needed to be safe, and make sure their bike is in good condition to head out tomorrow.
Right on. And you got some really good people around you. I think we're waiting for one of them. We're waiting for one of them now? Okay. But seriously, though, like the list of volunteers and people that sign on to keep this thing running smooth, you got some really, really good people.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of volunteers and staff that we put together for this. I don't even consider them volunteers or staff. I mean, I consider them my family. I mean, that's how close I've gotten to a lot of these guys. And they do it because they have a love for these old motorcycles. And it's not even old motorcycles. They love motorcycles in general. So anything that they can do to help support the hobby, they're here and willing to do it. So, a lot of these guys actually support crew and volunteers. This is an experience for them. This is a lifetime experience. It's just not the riders that are getting it. It's the volunteers, the staff, and even the general public that comes out and sees us every time.
Well, for the history of motorcycling, too, we were talking about this a little bit, and it started hitting me as we were working on the program, how this was where all of this started from, where all the motorcycle had started from were events like the Jack Pine Gypsies and the AMA road runs, and before there was a highway system, people trying to cross the country on motorcycles, and that very spirit is playing out in the parking lot here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we got such an eclectic group of people here. I mean, guys that are anywhere from 20 years old all the way. I think our oldest rider is actually 82 years old. So, I mean, just the age difference in everybody. And not even that, just the motorcycles. I mean, we got anything from 1930 to 1960. I mean, we're seeing things as Zundops, ESAs, Triumphs. Of course, we got the Harleys, the Indians. But I mean, we're bringing stuff out here that you might not ever see in a museum. Let alone these guys are crazy enough to.
What was that? What was the speedway bike that Wolfkie had?
I think that was like a JAP racer or something like. I don't know. The thing was insane.
He always has the coolest stuff, man. He's like, oh, what, that?
Oh, yeah. He opens his trailer and he pulls out like 4 different motorcycles. Like, dude, wow. I just found that in Memphis. Or, that dude's so lucky. I mean, I don't know how he does it.
So you guys have a killer event planned throughout the whole week. Where does it end? Because people can come out for the final celebration too.
Yeah, absolutely. So our grand finale is July 10th right here in Cape Girardeau. Bikes will start arriving downtown at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there. Make sure you get here early. The city has a great event planned. It's not just us. They're having a custom bike show, stuff for the kids, some kind of markets, vendors. You name it, the downtown will be shut down, and we're expecting a lot of people down here.
So this is the deal. You can follow along every day, because here's what we're doing. In the morning, we're lucky enough, along with all the other great people that are on staff, Chris Simmons is on this event, and she's going to handle Coffee with Chris every morning. We're going to do some live stuff as the riders are getting ready. Then every night, you guys are all getting together to do a recap of the day. We're going to be bringing that to you through Cycle Source and Chopper Town and through all the Motorcycle Cannonball and Chase broadcast channels.
I mean, we're super fortunate to have Chris, a veteran of this event, and also a veteran in the Cannonball. She knows a lot of these riders, knows the machines, so she'll be great. I think you guys will actually be able to chime in and ask some questions and that, and she'll ask the riders and all that stuff. So I think it'll be good. We want you guys out there to interact with us also. So,
right on, man. Well, listen. Along with the tech inspection and making sure that people, have the updates and they're hip to how the event works and they're going to be safe, you actually have a health and wellness expert that's on staff, and we're actually going to bring her in here for a minute to talk. Listen, man, have a great event. We'll see you in the morning. We'll get this thing going. Jason Sims.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
good to see you.
Listen, I didn't do anything wrong yet.
Oh, no?
No.
No, Louise? Are you kidding me? It's early.
So, Vicki Sanfelipo, did I say your title right, health and wellness expert, or what?
We used to call me, the first aid person or that kind of thing. But really, I try to redo that focus. And, the goal here is really to keep people out on the course, keep them well, keep them not really needing my services.
And I really like that when I was reading, we were putting the program together, because that's how I had always assessed your position was, okay, for lack of a better term, if the shit hits the fan, you can keep it from getting out of hand. But when I was reading through the piece that you wrote in the program, I started to think about it like, hydration and proper nutrition and, people being aware of what's going on with themselves personally and other people around them.
Well, they say man versus machine, don't they? And it's, the guys are always so focused on their machines, and sometimes it's much more about that than it is about them and their own health. But, when they say man versus machine, they mean sometimes the person just can't go on because they have not taken care of themselves. So that's kind of what my focus is to try to keep them well out on the course and take care of any other bigger issues that come on. Yeah, I'm a registered nurse, but I've been riding for 35 years, and I do all the other things that I do to support my riding habit like the rest of us.
Well, and listen, I mean, you are undeniably a member of this community and one of the pillars, so I don't think it's like you need to find a reason to be here. But people like you, like Tony, you're good people, and you find a way to be of service to your community, and you sure are doing that here.
What am I supposed to say to that? I mean, I'm talking to somebody who, sweats over this stuff. I mean, I know, being with like-minded people who are passionate, who love what they're doing, and, it's what feeds us, what makes us happy.
Absolutely. And boy, do I understand being so focused on the machine and what you're doing that you forget about everything else. Heather will bend my ear and she's like, look, if you do not stop at some point today and put food in your body and get your stinky ass in the shower, I'm leaving.
Yeah, Tony says that to me all the time.
So there's actually a bigger purpose for the interview tonight, though.
Yes, there is.
So let's start talking about that.
Sure. Well, for people who don't know, Road Guardians is a program that supports accident scene management training. Now, that sounds kind of scary, accident scene management. Nobody wants to talk about accidents, but the fact of the matter is that the most likely person to be first at the scene of a crash is another motorcyclist. You know, we talk about brotherhood and sisterhood, and quite honestly, a good brother and sister is going to want to know how to help each other. So we have been teaching a program since 1996 called A Crash Course for the Motorcyclist. We don't teach people how to crash, we teach them how to help each other until the professional help arrives. So it sounds pretty serious, and somehow, in some ways it is. But because it's so motorcycle focused, we deal with things like how do you move somebody off of a road when it's unsafe? You know, how do you take a helmet off? How do you open up a person's airway without doing a head tilt chin lift? Like, there's so much important stuff. We also teach the EMS, and a third of their class is about psychology of motorcyclists and how we think and why it's so upsetting to us when they just cut our clothes off and they don't even think about the patches they're cutting through.
Or one time I had a lady pull out in front of me and I totaled a dresser, and I was 50 feet away and I'm crawling back to my bike and I'm trying to get my helmet strap off and I'm saying my bike, and she's like, the last thing you need to worry about is your bike right now. And I'm like, lady, I want to turn the ignition off before the motorcycle blows up and kills us both. You know what I mean? Like, they don't understand the stereotype that exists around that. But you know what was always surprising to me? How many of these things have you seen at rallies and dealerships where they'll have a group of women where one woman is teaching the group of women how to pick a motorcycle up, or a guy is teaching basic maintenance? But stuff like this should absolutely be right in line there. I totally commend you for what you're doing with this.
Thank you. Yeah, so one of the big things we're doing tonight is we're actually raising money for accident scene management. One of the things that keeps people from knowing about our training, keeps people from being able to access our training, is access in general, like having instructors in their area, knowing that we exist. We need to find more instructors. We have about 100 in the United States, but when you think about how big the United States is and the 18 million motorcyclists that are out there, it's not enough. We also have instructors in 5 countries, and we're training Germany. Yeah, we're training Germany in August. So we have instructors in Australia, South Africa. I just got done teaching a group of airmen in Tokyo with our virtual online classes that we're doing now. So we can reach people anywhere.
You know, everybody talks about the stuff that happened through all of COVID, and listen, I'm for sure not saying COVID was good, but there was some good that came out of it, like the connectivity of things like that, like the virtual classroom. People overnight, they learned about that kind of technology, and it gave us access to each other like we never had before.
It stretched us to try to figure out how are we going to do this in their home. Like, how is that person going to be able to show me a skill? And I actually created a way to make a mannequin using towels, so that people can show me that they're putting the person's arm up and that they're bending their leg and that they're, show me what you're doing with your hands. So it's something anybody can do, even if they're by themselves. They don't have to wait for a classroom, find something I've had people fly 500 miles to come and take a class. They don't have to do that now. So it is pretty cool. But we're giving away a bike tonight.
Tonight, right here, this is happening.
Let me look at my watch just a second here. Let's see, this would be in 8 minutes. In 8 freaking minutes.
So you have time, though. You have time. You have time to act on this. Yeah, so where could people go right now if they still want to buy a ticket?
Go to Road Guardians with an S. Well, it doesn't really matter. roadguardians.org. roadguardians.org. Right in the header, when you first get there, right on that header, you're going to see a picture of this bike, right? And you can order tickets. Just click on it.
And tell everybody what the bike is.
It is a 2000 FXR. And it's actually kind of special because it looks like there's a lot to it with all those flags on there, but that flag frame comes off. And the motorcycle is a 2000 FXR with brand new tires sitting at St. Paul Harley Davidson on display. It is custom scripted. The Harley Davidson is custom scripted by Willie G. So there are very few of these that have that special logo. This was a ride that I did down in Kansas City, and we raised money for a service dog for a veteran. And as you can see, the Marines came out and supported our cause. And so,
wait, before she shows another picture, I want you guys, my Shop Talk loyal listeners, the Chopper Town family that we have, I want you guys to go to the website, get one of these tickets. You have 8 minutes to get in on this bike. Go get a ticket now and help this information get out further.
Thank you. And now this person right here, this was a wedding. I mean, you think about what you can do with this bike, like 15 minutes, and you can have that whole display in the background. Like, isn't that cool? So, the person who donated this motorcycle, his name is Chris Hauver. He lives in the Twin Cities area in Minnesota, and he's on our board of directors. And he was just asking me, he says, we were talking about the issues of getting more people trained. And he said, what can I do? And I said, well, we need more money so we can do more outreach. And he says, I'll donate my bike. And I was like, what? What is wrong with you? But at the same time, I'm like, what is right with you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, who does that? And, this is a special bike to him with some special memories. So I actually had some of these pictures printed and things in a canvas picture, and I'm going to give that to him afterward to thank him. So, yeah.
Very cool. So how is the whole giveaway part going to go? How are you guys going to do this?
Right now, Gypsy's going to come on over here, and she's going to bring me the computer. If you can take those for me. Thank you. Okay. And all right, Gypsy, why don't you come on over here?
I feel like
we just needed to make sure that we had that we had the hotspot still going here. And so that we can open this computer. And ta-da! Well, okay. And let me see what's going to happen here. Did this last one get done? Because it doesn't look like it was hit.
No,
it wasn't working.
We hit the.
Okay, we did what we could, right? And she thinks she's. Hey, for those of you who don't know, Gypsy.
I'll just be right here.
Okay. Oh, look at how you sneak right in there. So, anyway, so for those of you who don't know, Gypsy is going to be on Coast to Coast on Tuesday Night Live.
Yes. So excited.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about Gypsy while I cue this up.
So listen, when you're a kid like me growing up with motorcycle people, scooter bums all around you, like you form heroes very early on in your life. And it took a lot, Rogue was one of my heroes early on. Keith Ball was one of my heroes early on. You were absolutely one of my heroes.
Get out of
I'm
town.
telling you. You guys were living the life, and I used to hang on every word, man.
We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it. It was covering a lot of the events, doing the motorcycle journalism stuff. It wasn't easy.
No,
but it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of hard work. And once you got done with the 13 hours of schlepping around and taking pictures of people, all they wanted to do was pull their shirts up, and it was yeah. It's like, oh, you can take pictures with your clothes on? You're like, yeah. And going and seeing the Yahoos and having to cover that. And then once you get done with schlepping around with that, then you have to go and we had film back then. Oh, my God.
Oh, right?
Yeah. So get your pictures developed, do all that stuff, and then try to send that out to the coast, get it done, write your article. And I had an editor that said that I couldn't write my name in 500 words or less. So
wait, though, you guys, you were working for a fancy magazine, so you probably went off of slides even.
Oh my,
right?
It was horrible. It was horrible. We made no money. We had no fun. My very first.
And everything was such a pain in the ass.
Oh,
then.
God.
Chris Simmons and I were just talking today about back in the day of doing pay stubs
Oh,
to go to the
my
printer. And
God.
like people today, you take a picture, you take the card out of the camera, or sometimes you just Bluetooth it right into the computer. You throw it on a page, and the page throws to the printer, and everything's done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Back then, there wasn't anything that was easy. Back then, there wasn't anything that was
No.
easy. It was like you had to
Everything.
send your hard copy photos to California. Oh, it was, yeah.
So that they could be processed and scanned.
Oh, my God. It was terrible. But we had a heck of a good time.
You guys told the stories, man, and
It was,
God.
it was awesome.
painted such a picture that I basically threw my life away. I just want to blame that on you in front of everyone right now.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now you get to take pictures of her
Yes.
out here riding.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
chase. It's her
Listen, I'm
first
so
ride.
excited.
Me too.
I'm so excited to
Yeah.
be with you guys this week. But Coast to Coast is going to be awesome. You're going on this Tuesday.
Yes.
You're going to be live with
Yes.
Chris and
Yeah,
Michael, who
I
are
know.
both there. Awesome.
I'm so excited. I haven't seen Michael in a long time, and actually, this is the first time that I've met Chris. Yeah, she's wonderful.
The funny thing about Michael is, he does this weekly show. He's fantastic at it. Great interviewer. He does all these, famous and young upcoming women, and he has the same recurring comment every time he has a show. They tell him about these incredible women's events, and he's like, "But can I go?" And they're like, "No, man, it's a woman's event."
I'm sorry,
He feels so
Michael.
dejected. I think he could sneak in. He takes a hell of a picture. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, he does. I think Michael can go anywhere he wants.
Well,
to
look,
go.
I'm going to get out of the way and let you guys do this.
Okay.
You come up here.
All right. I'll hold this for you.
All right. Okay, I'm ready to hit our select a winner. This is done digitally, okay, so that it wouldn't let me do it early. So it is done digitally. I hit select a winner, as you can see. I have no way. It says randomly select a winner. Well, it's not going to let me do anything else. So
She has
click.
She has pushed the button.
And the winner is Stephanie Hext Wolleben. Oh my God, I know her.
Do you?
I know her. Personally, I know her from back home. I was hoping it'd be somebody who is live here, like in the room. But this gal, she will absolutely love having this. Her name is Stephanie Hext Wolleben. So she lives in Whitewater, Wisconsin, and she raises chickens. And she's a hardcore rider. She loves riding bikes, and so Stephanie is going to be very tickled about this. As a matter of fact, I bet you I have her phone number in here.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking I have her phone number.
You have to see if
Yeah,
you can
let
get
me
her
see
on.
if I can get her on here.
So like I was telling you guys, all this week we're going to be bringing you live content from the cross-country motorcycle chase. Incredible motorcycles. I walked around the parking lot for 2 hours today just doing B-roll of knuckleheads and flatheads and Indians, and oh my God, you guys are going to lose it. Just the coolest motorcycles, and to see these things go down the road it's one thing to go through a museum. I've been to 100 museums and seen motorcycles on displays. I've been lucky enough to be in Jay Leno's garage and see 30 Brough Superiors. But to see a motorcycle like this going down the road,
Just a minute, let me put you on speaker.
Okay.
Okay, Stephanie, you know who's calling you, right?
Yes, it's Vicki.
Otherwise known as
Spitfire.
Spitfire, of course, because we are good friends, Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes, and we are going to be friends forever when I tell you what you just won.
Oh my gosh.
Are you sitting down?
I'm in the pickup truck driving home with Bill.
Well, then you can scream as loud as you want. You better roll the windows down because you just won the flag bike.
I'm on the bike. The flag bike.
The flag bike. You just won. You are the winner.
Oh,
And you are live on Cycle Source magazine right now.
I don't know what to say.
Are you going to put a ponytail on it like I did on my bike? I want you to chop that shit.
Okay.
Okay?
Anything you say.
Okay.
Anything you say.
You can use my garage. You and I are going to chop that shit. I can't wait.
Oh, fantastic.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, my friend.
Thank you so much.
You have 2 bikes and Bill has 1. Ha, ha, ha.
No, it's girl power, girl.
Oh, you got it. You got it. I'm so happy for you.
So much.
Yep, we're going to take some pictures.
Thank you.
So this is the best part, right? A minute ago, she's like, yeah, we just want to make sure people are educated about accident management scenes. Then in the next minute, she's like, are you driving? Girl, roll your window down.
Okay, love you, Steph. I'll talk to you when we get back home. You bet. Bye-bye. She's almost crying. I couldn't fix this, you guys. I'm so excited for my friend back home, and I can tell you, she is going to chop this.
Well, listen, man. Even if you didn't win the motorcycle tonight, this is a worthy cause. You can make donations on the site, I'm sure. Get involved. Make sure that they have the funding that they need to get out there and do more of this good work. I appreciate you taking some time with us. Yeah, you can host a class.
Host a class. Yeah, go, think about hosting a class during off season. That would be the best thing you could do. All right.
So until tomorrow morning when we're getting up bright and early to start the cross-country motorcycle chase, thank God it's back, right? We're going to sign off for now. I'm Chris with Cycle Source Magazine. This has been Shop Talk, or a reasonable facsimile thereof. We'll see you guys next Sunday.